putting my head above the parapet here. There's like I would say I'm 95% confident ADA will bounce from $1. Where are we right now? Now, first of all, I'd like to say that my little doodles were pretty damn accurate, don't you think? I drew these like early July. Now the market, so yeah, I drew these exactly on the 8th of July. And what happened? The market went up and then went up a little bit further, but we got these, you know, the same price action. And actually we got this compression here as well. So we've just, yeah, we're sat at 30k, which is, this is a bit of I still think we're going to see a bit of a bounce, to be fair, folks. I know it's just gone straight through 30. The interesting thing is, will it close? That's the important thing. This daily candle hasn't closed yet. Will it close below it? I don't know. I do not know. Where is 26,800? 26,800 is around here. So I'm just going to write 26,800. So yeah, Bitcoin's not sharing much at the moment. It looks pretty weak. However, I'm just going to get onto a different chart. I don't want to get rid of some of these doodles. What's happening right now? Well, this looks like a bit of a bearish, sort of falling compression in a falling market. Therefore, that's what this says. Miguel, you're correct. I've said 24k is a much stronger support level because we've actually got a bit of confluence around here. So if we do, so what will probably happen, like we always see, is we could have solid movement down to 26,800 with a spike down to 24, and it will probably happen in a day. That's how it works. But that's what a bearish compression looks like. Falling compression in a rising market. However, we now need to go. Let's have a look at Ether. That's the next big dog. A lot of cryptos are. So we've finally got. I mean, look at this. Again, at the beginning of the month, I drew these little doodles, and it was around here, and I said, look, if we had further falling, this is what's likely to happen. We could see a head and shoulders forming. There's the neckline. We'll see a bounce back down to 1700, which is really where this support level is. I don't know if you remember that trading pub. I do. Where is it? Something like that. And guess what's happened? Whee, he's getting down there. So that's that little sort of doodle. But on the daily chart, what's happening? We've got basically, if I was just to adjust it, I know there's doodles galore here. Let's just get rid of some of these doodles. We've got a falling compression in a rising market. Therefore, we should see movement to the upside. In fact, just from a pure technical analysis point of view, we should see a move straight up from here, pull back down, and then start doing this. That's what Bitcoin and Ether are looking. Now, let's start from the top with some of the bigger ones. We've got Fat Batman. Fat Batman has grown a third ear. Oopsie, get rid of that. Not really showing much, actually. Arve. Sorry, yeah. ADA is interesting. Right. I got a lot of grief on Twitter. Way back when we were at $31.30, I said we hit sort of, or moving back down here, and they said it's never going to happen. Well, this is what happened. Where is the 4-hour chart? Same sort of picture that I drew on Ethereum. Anita, I'm not in gas just yet. I'll come back to gas once. So yeah, we got it actually fell a bit further. Now, this is interesting. Looking at ADA, what is it sat right on now? If you look back all the way down to 2020, we've got this high here, and if you connect this high with these other all-time highs from January, it creates this mother of a support level. Mother of a support level. We've also got this other support level which it's busted through, and you can see it reacted off it. It busted through, pulled back to Kobo it, so it kissed off, buggered off, and we've got an overextension to the downside now. I'm very bullish on ADA. I do not see ADA falling. This one chart is the chart that I'm very confident in. As I said, with all of the on-chain stuff, it's 50-50. It's looking bearish. Well, no, let me reiterate that. When looking at the on-chain stuff, it's from, if you take a snapshot of it right now, it's 50-50. But when you combine it with other things like network activity, where is it? No. This one. It's falling off a cliff. We haven't seen certain indicators come back to the, like we need to see this get back into the red. There's a few other things, so it's a deteriorating situation. However, I cannot see ADA going lower than this. Not only do we see a massive double O, so a massive psychological level of support at $1, we've got this massive support level here at $1 where the market has tried its hardest and reacted to it many times. It's also converging. We have a confluence of support here with this mother of support levels. I'm putting my head above the parapet here. There's like I would say I'm 95% confident ADA will bounce from $1. That's that. I need water. Stand by.
Time, just while we're waiting for Tom. Kevin here. How you doing? I think Tom may have been alluding to this, but I don't want to put words in his mouth. So you say that ADA probably will bounce off 1003, which you're 95% confident in, which is great. And thanks for this session, by the way. It's been great. What my question is, if Bitcoin goes down to 24K or 20K, from what I've seen from when I've been watching the markets, does that not mean that ADA would then crush through the $1 mark and keep going down and falling alongside the relative retrospect to Bitcoin?
Yeah. Yes. Because I've got one flip side. So I've got a so the answer is yes, but ADA is also disconnected from Bitcoin in the past, and I want to show you so here's the 5% of uncertainty that I have. The 5% uncertainty I have is, if I just get ADA on another chart so I don't lose my doodles. Let's go cracking. From a pure charting perspective, we've got shoulder, we've got another head, and we have a shoulder. We then have this somewhat of a neckline down here. Now, the reason I don't think this will play out is that, like, when we're looking at head and shoulders, it's okay. What's the difference from the neckline to the head? That's what, $2.20. Okay, so this takes us to minus $1.20 if this head and shoulders plays out, and it's very similar to the head and shoulders that we're seeing on Bitcoin. So the head and shoulders on Bitcoin, so it's 30K to 64, so it's basically 34K from where's the neckline at, call it 30. So whoopsie, the head and shoulders on Bitcoin takes us to minus $4,000 Bitcoin. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. So sometimes when the math, so the chart pattern maths, if you can even call it maths, when it doesn't work out like that, they tend to be voided. Tom, oh yeah, you're right, Kevin. Tom said you asked his question. Nice one, Jedi. So this sort of potential head and shoulders is the 5% of uncertainty. However, I have looked at this. Looking at Bitcoin, so ADA against Bitcoin, not the dollar. So we've had this rise in compression. So remember back, you probably don't. Earlier in June, I mentioned that ADA was doing this rise in compression, that we should see a fall. Well, that was a textbook breakout of this rising compression. Well, what's happening right now, I doubt many people are aware of this, is we've now got a falling compression in a rising market. Falling compression in a rising market does this. So what could happen is ADA could, so if Bitcoin drops down to 26,800 or even 20k, if ADA just stays at $1, this is the price action you'll get on ADA Bitcoin. Or another possibility is that, you know, Bitcoin could go to 20k and ADA falls even a little bit down to maybe 90 cents. You still get this price action. Remember, ADA against Bitcoin is just nothing to do with price. So when we're looking at ADA, let's try again on another chart. One with no doodles, please. Kraken, no. Binance, there we go. We've also got some similar sort of setup on ADA dollar. ADA dollar is showing something like this. So the only 5% of uncertainty I have is the mismaths head and shoulders, and you know, if we have a proper crash. But don't forget, we've got big roadmap updates being released very soon in Cardano. What happens during those releases that markets always pump. So yeah, I'm just bullish. I'm bullish on ADA.
Confident, Siam.
I'm not always right, by the way. I haven't been too bad recently. So I do have to say though, there was in fact there's a good question that was asked in the cuddle, that my analogy of a skipping, so if we have water, and you have someone winging a stone across it, boom, 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 plop. Okay, you wing a pebble across water, and you have, you know, every time it connects to the water, it loses kinetic energy until it doesn't have enough kinetic energy, and it just plops through the water. Now, support and resistance is the same. However, there is one sort of abnormality here, and the question was, Siam, sometimes when you have cryptos, you have this sort of skipping pebble type thing, and then it plops through. But surely, this is also creating a falling compression in a you know, potentially a rising market. Which one do you pick? And crypto is the only market where you see like sometimes a falling compression in a rising market is actually not bullish. So this then leads me back to ADA. So I've drawn this, you know, falling compression, like what I've now termed it as the Bitcoin plot. Bitcoin has done this many times in the past, where it's created some form of a, you know, it looks like a falling compression in a rising market. I mean, oh, mind you, this was sort of a symmetrical one. Yeah, like this. The 2018 one really caught me out. Look at this. This is a falling compression in a rising market if you ever saw one. And I remember doodling at the time, that should happen. But the Bitcoin plop happened. And the Bitcoin plop happens all the time. Here's another example. Bitcoin plop. Here's another example. Bitcoin plop, mind you, that was more of a symmetrical compression, not really the same. This is another compression. It's somewhat symmetrical, no. But anyway, in crypto, they do the Bitcoin plop more often than like anything else. So I don't know, Matt, the more I talk about it, I'm probably only 90% confident now. Still confident in a bounce though. Right, where are we? Yeah, so that's that. Let's look at some of the other ones. We looked at the Bitcoin. Yeah, these are getting sort of defanged. I'm not too interested in these longs and shorts anymore.